They say silence is golden. But in my house, silence has footsteps. I never believed in the midnight pacer until I realized that the only thing keeping me alive was a flickering yellow bulb in my car porch. I used to think the dark was just the absence of light. Now I know the truth. The dark is a room, and when the lights go out, something very old and very hungry walks inside. I'm recording this from a hotel room. I have 4 lamps turned on, and I'm still shivering. Because once you hear the pacing, once you see the face in the glass, the light is no longer a shield, it's just a delay. It was a Tuesday, a humid, heavy night where the air felt like it was pressing against the windows. I live alone in a small house at the end of a dead-end street. It's a quiet place. My neighbors are mostly retired couples who are asleep by 9. By midnight, the only sound you usually hear is the wind rattling the dry leaves in the driveway. I was sitting in my living room working late on my laptop. To save a few dollars on the electric bill, I had turned off the porch light. The only illumination came from a street lamp 50 yards away, casting long, distorted shadows of my car onto the gravel. At exactly 12:15 a.m., I heard it. I froze. My heart skipped a beat. It wasn't the light pitter-patter of a stray cat. These were heavy steps, methodical. It sounded like someone wearing thick leather boots was pacing back and forth right next to my driver's side door. I stared at the front door. The porch has a small glass pane at eye level. I couldn't see anything but the dark outline of my car. Steps stopped right at my doorstep. I could feel the presence on the other side of the wood. My hand was shaking as I reached for the switch. I flipped the porch light on. The porch flooded with bright yellow light. I looked through the glass. Nothing. The driveway was empty. My car sat there, silver and silent. There were no footprints in the gravel. No one running down the road, just the absolute suffocating silence of the night. I laughed it off. Just the wind, I whispered, though I knew the wind didn't wear boots. I turned the light back off. The sound was so loud it felt like it happened inside my own head. I slapped the light back on instantly. Empty. I turned it off. I turned it on. Silence. It was playing with me. I didn't go to bed. I sat on my sofa, staring at that door for 2 hours with the light on. Eventually, exhaustion started to win. I convinced myself my brain was playing tricks because of the long work hours. "Go to sleep, Elias," I muttered. I walked to the door, took a deep breath, and flipped the light off. I turned to walk to my bedroom. The pacing had turned into a sprint. It sounded like someone was running in a tight circle around my car, over and over. Then came a new sound, a faint, wet, dragging noise. I lunged for the door and hit the switch. Silence returned like a heavy blanket. I opened the door this time. My legs were like jelly. I stepped onto the porch. My car looked normal, but when I looked at the hood,
My blood ran cold. There was a streak in the thin layer of dust, a long, wide smear, as if something or someone had leaned their entire weight against the metal. But there were no footprints in the gravel leading to the car. Whatever touched it didn't need to walk on the ground. Before I tell you what I saw when I checked the security cameras, I need to ask you something. Have you ever felt a cold spot in your house that shouldn't be there? Or heard your name whispered when you were home alone? Tell me your story in the comments. I read every single one, and sometimes the true stories you share are more terrifying than anything I could write. The next day, I bought the most expensive security camera I could find. High definition, thermal imaging, night vision. I pointed it directly at the car porch. I thought that if I could see it, I could fight it. That night, I sat in my bedroom with the live feed open on my tablet. 12:15 a.m. On the audio feed, the sound started. I stared at the screen. The night vision showed the gravel clearly. It was perfectly still. Not a single pebble moved, but the audio was deafening. It sounded like a giant was walking right under the camera. Then the pacing stopped. A voice came through the tablet's tiny speaker. It didn't sound human. It sounded like a recording of a person played at the wrong speed, warped, wet, and vibrating. "Off," it hissed. "Turn it off." I dropped the tablet. I ran to the living room. I looked through the peephole of the front door. I saw a face. It was pressed right against the glass. It had no nose, no mouth, just two very large, milky white eyes that seemed to glow with their own internal light. But it wasn't standing on the porch. The creature was hanging from the porch ceiling, upside down, its neck twisted at a 90-degree angle to look into my house. I screamed and slammed the light switch to full brightness. The creature didn't run. It simply ceased to exist the moment the photons hit it.
By the fourth night, I was a ghost of a man. I hadn't slept. I had moved my mattress into the living room right next to the light switch. I had called the police, but they found nothing. No footprints, no fingerprints, nothing. They thought I was having a mental breakdown. The sun went down at 6:30 p.m. I turned the porch light on immediately. I sat there, clutching a kitchen knife, watching the door. Then the hum started. The lights in the living room began to flicker, a power surge. I looked out the window and saw the street lamps down the road go dark one by one. The darkness was marching toward my house. Pop, the kitchen light died. Pop, the living room lamp went dark. I scrambled to the front door, reaching for the porch switch. I held it down, praying. The porch light was the only thing left. It flickered, it hummed. It was running now, not in circles. It was sprinting toward the door. "Lights out, Elias," the voice roared, vibrating the very floorboards beneath my feet. The bulb outside gave one final brilliant flash of blue light, and then silence, total, crushing darkness. I held my breath. I waited for the door to shatter. I waited for the cold, mouthless face to appear in the dark.
but the silence lasted for minutes. I fumbled for my phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam cut through the dark. I pointed it at the front door. It was still locked. The deadbolt was in place. I began to sob with relief. It couldn't get in. The light had saved me just long enough. I panned the flashlight around the room just to be sure. I checked the corners. I checked the hallway. Then the beam hit the floor. There, leading from the front door, across the carpet, and stopping right at the edge of my mattress, were wet, muddy footprints. But they weren't walking toward me. The footprints were walking away from my mattress, toward the back of the house, toward my bedroom. I'm in a hotel now. The police went to my house the next day. They found the house empty, but the lead investigator called me, his voice trembling. "Mr. Miller," he said, "we found something in your bedroom. Someone taped the light switch down so it can never be turned on. And on the wall, written in car grease, there's a message." "What does it say?" I asked. The officer paused. "It says, 'My turn to watch you sleep.'" I hung up. I'm sitting in my hotel room right now. The sun is setting. I just reached for the lamp next to my bed to turn it on. The bulb is missing. And from the bathroom, in the darkness, I just heard the sound of a heavy boot stepping